Hello and welcome back to the Book Club, the club where we talk about books that I've been recently reading and enjoying. Let me know what you've been recently reading and enjoying, and if you've read what I'm about to talk about, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. I left absolutely no time. After finishing Way of Kings, I went straight into Words of Radiance, because that's how much I loved the ending to Way of Kings, and I can't tell if I like this book more or not. Like, The Way of Kings, I think, will be my favourite because it was my first introduction into the world, the building of it all and the setup. But some of the moments in this book, I have never... I think I probably said this for Way of Kings. I've never been so gripped by scenes in a book. I've never been so, jaw dropped to the floor. This book has one of my favourite lines in fantasy, in fiction, I might argue. Like, it's up there with some of the most historic lines, and just I can't describe how much I loved this book. Like, the fact that obviously Way of Kings, it's slower paced in the sense that there's a lot of setup, there's a lot of build up of the characters. By this point, everyone's established, we know sort of the relationships between people, and it's just a case of it all coming together. And this book is The Way of Kings coming together, in my opinion. I finished this book maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I've already started on Oathbringer, the next one. And I just want to put it out there now. I don't know how much I'm feeling it. Like, compared to these two, it just feels like the pace of it has just been chopped in half, and I'm not sure where it's going. I'm still going to read it because I know it's going to pick up at points and it's going to get better, but yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling it as much. But anyway, regardless of that, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about this beautiful piece of literature, of fictional brilliance. This book. I mean, from moments right in the beginning to seeing... And this is full spoiler warning. I'm going to dive into everything spoilers. So if you want to read this book and you don't want any spoilers, stop watching now. Anyway, that's your warning. Ready? Okay. Jasna dying, or sort of not dying. So I predicted when she got killed on the ship that she wasn't dead. It seemed too simple and easy for a character who seemed so interesting and complex. I trust Brandon Sanderson to not give characters over the top plot armor, but at the same time, when you've got a character as brilliant as Jasna, are you really going to waste her like that? I don't think so. And so when she pops back up at the end of the book, at least I think she did. I was a little bit confused by that whole scene. I think she's not dead. I need to carry on reading and see her come back, or hopefully come back. But anyway, that scene was wild. That caught me so off guard. But the combat arena scene might honestly be my favourite out of the books I've read so far. Obviously, Dalinar on the plateau, being betrayed at the end of Way of Kings, incredible. The ending of this book, the fight against the... oh my god, the storm and everything like that, brilliant. But I don't think it has anything on the arena fight. You've got a Dolan fighting the way my jaw dropped, and I read the next chapters within literally I probably stayed up way too late just reading through all of these, because as soon as he walks into that arena and he thinks he's just going to be fighting 1 or 2 people, and there's 4 of them all shard plated up. Oh my god. And then he's fighting for his life, and Kaladin just dropping in. Just casually dropping in. Honor is dead, but I'll see what I can do. I think that's the line. I've literally got chills thinking about it. I've actually just got chills. Just that whole scene, and then him fighting back to back with a Nolan. And then the call out at the end. It got me so excited. You can see right now how giddy I am talking about it. It's insane. I can't describe it. It's just mental. But that's not what I was talking about when I said at the beginning of this video, it has my favourite
line of any fiction. And also we're skipping past such brilliant things like Shallan and Kaladin being stuck in the Shattered Plains while there's a high storm. Like, that whole thing, and both of them having powers, and we as the reader know that they've both got the powers, but at the same time, they don't want to tell each other, but they've also got, like, suspicions. Oh, I need to calm down. But that's crazy, but my favourite line in history, and I was so annoyed because I was reading this on a train. I was coming back from Manchester, and I had to try and contain myself. It's the moment when the final like battle on the Shattered Plains is happening, and Zeth comes out of nowhere, and you're like, oh my god, Adolin's gonna die, and then Adolin rushes over to Dalinar. Dalinar's like, shit, what's happening? And then he pulls up. They fight. The fact that Zeth just sent a man to his death flying in the air, slammed into the ground in front of everyone, and then he's about to do the same to Dalinar. And for a moment I was like, oh my god, is Dalinar actually going to die? But then there was an inkling of me that was like, no, there's no way that's going to happen. Kaladin comes swooping in, catches the man midair, drops to the floor, and then challenges Zeth by saying the coldest line in fictional history. I need to find it so that like I need to get it right, because let me find it. You sent him to the sky to die, assassin, Kaladin said, stormlight puffing from his lips. But the sky and the winds are mine. I claim them as I now claim your life. I've literally, again, I've got chills talking about it. Oh my god, how, it's so good. It's brilliant writing. The moment, I read that while on a train, like, and that's the end of the chapter, and I was getting off at in the next 2 minutes, so I had to close it then, and I just looked around like, is no one else going to appreciate that? I wanted to scream. Oh my god, just everything about that, and then them finally arriving in, I can't pronounce it, but it's like Urithuri or something. The Everstorm's coming, everything's gone to shit. Renarin is now a Radiant. I kind of predicted that he was going to do something more was going to come from the lad. I didn't realise that he was the one doing the numbers on the wall though, that never clocked. Also, everything with Moash, or I don't know if I'm saying his name right, Moash, whatever it is, but everything that happens with him and assassinating the king and that whole sequence, and this book. If you've not read this book, I know I've just spoiled everything in it, but just read it. Like I say, Way of Kings will always be my favourite because it's in my heart as the first that I read. But this is perfection. I love it. I love it so much. But anyway, let me know, what did you think of Word of Radiance if you have read it? And I will see you next time on the book club.